Hi guys, welcome back to Blue Moon Rising TV. Today we're going to do something that you've all been asking for a long time, and now we're going to give it to you now that the season's coming to an end. We're going to do a loan watch review. So we're going to look at all the big name players who've been out on loan from City, rate them a little bit, see where they've gone, how they've done, if they're going to come back into the fold.
Yeah, let's get the young ones, not the old ones.
Yeah, Jovetic and Dzeko, adios. They're already gone. Really, they're loaned out, but they're obliged to buy them to be sold. Okay, it's a loan to buy, help to buy scheme. For old Manchester City players,
scheme.
Find them a good home. But yeah, so in any case, I don't know how well Dzeko has performed over there. Anyway, I don't think he would be fighting back into the team anytime soon. So let's crack on. The first player we're looking at is Jack Byrne. Let us know where's he gone, Stephen? How's he doing? Give him a rating. Yeah,
basically Jack Byrne is a young under-21 Irish midfielder. He's attacking midfielder, a lot of skill, a lot of natural tenacity, and he went on loan to Canberra. Now, that's impressive to be a young Irish lad who doesn't speak a word of Dutch or possibly English too, let's be honest, to go on loan to Holland and impress. And he's done really well there. He's been a regular in a team that's been struggling near the bottom of the table. He's scored, I think he scored 4 or 5 goals, set up a few more as well, and created countless chances. But what's impressed is his ability to really get involved, really take initiative and drive the team forward. And he starred against big teams like Ajax, PSV. I saw him recently run the midfield against highly rated players like that Bazor guy that we've been linked to, and he was the better player on the pitch, and he scored a worldie as well to nearly drag Canberra back into it, a 20-yarder top corner, and he's done that a few times this season as well.
Okay, so you think that he's impressed? Do you think it's been good for him, this loan? So do you think that he's somebody who will be coming back in summer? Do you think he'll have another year out?
I think you've got to consider the fact that a lot of the players will be off. All the senior players will be with coming back late because of the Euros, give the Copa America and the Olympics things. Is the Olympics things going on in summer as well?
Yeah,
so you've got so many tournaments that our players are going to be involved in that Pep's going to have a very kind of skeleton squad to deal with initially, and people like Jack Byrne will be there initially just to make up the numbers, but they will have a chance to make an impression. And given his natural determination and his ability on the ball and his willingness to learn, he could be one that surprises a few people. I would like to see him given a shot, definitely.
At Bayern, when Guardiola came in there, it was the similar sort of thing going on. All his best players were out, a lot of them were injured as well, and he had a lot of youth team players that he had a real good period to look at. So maybe it's a good time for players like this to get involved.
A little known fact is that 2 years ago when Jack was playing for our under-19s in the UEFA Youth League, City's under-19s beat Bayern Munich's under-19s 6-0 twice. Right. And he was a massive part of that. So Guardiola's probably checking the scores on the night before, saying, got beat 6-0 twice. Who by City, noticing that Jack Byrne's setting them up, scoring them all. So he'll already know who he is from that reason alone, because he's dominated his own youth teams already. So that's going to be a part of it, surely.
Even getting beat 6-0 when he saw it was by City, he was probably like, yes, secretly get in.
It definitely helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Secretly.
If any team were going to beat him, it might as well be City.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, so give us a quick rating, more or less, out of 10.
A rating. I'd say 8 out of 10 because he's learned loads, he's learned professional football, and he's even talks about maybe making the Irish squad as an outsider, so it's been great for him.
Okay, wow, that'd be amazing for him. Lovely stuff. Okay, next player we're going to talk about is Maffeo. He's one of these players who's shone for the youth teams at City. How's his loan been? Where's he gone? How's he doing?
This has been a really disappointing one for me, because if you asked me at the start of the season...
Don't say that.
Yeah, it's true. If you asked me at the start of the season who would have made the first team, who was the most likely to adapt to football, I would have said Kelechi and Maffeo. Maffeo over Tosin Adebayo, over Humphries, over Selena, all of them, because he's such a wise head on such young shoulders. He's a phenomenal young footballer, and at times for the EDS last season, he was the one leading the way, playing at centre-back, despite being a right-back at 17 years old, and looking like the assured, wizened head. And in many ways, he was like a little Zabaleta clone when he was at right-back, even he does share the same name as well. And I thought he was brilliant, and all the watchers of the game of that level were saying he's surely got to be a shoo-in. But for whatever reason, he didn't get his chance, which I was surprised given the fact that Zava was injured and Sandy was playing every game. So he went on loan to Girona, and it's been a sketchy loan, which once again has surprised me too, because Spanish second division, you would think, given the fact that his brother, Pep's brother, is Maffeo's agent, and Pep's brother is also linked with Girona, there would have been games there. But as it is, he's had about 5 appearances, and it's not really... kind of set the world alight for him over there. It's just been substitute appearances here and there. Maybe he's learned a bit, but I thought he would have got more than that, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so maybe his potential's not been quite reached yet.
It happens, I guess.
Do you think that he'll have another season out, or do you think he'll be brought back into the fold?
I don't know. You'll see what Pep thinks of him, but he's Spanish, obviously. And he's very composed, very, very good on the ball, very good, very reliable, very tough.
That sounds good for his chances with Pep.
And
the good thing is, there will be a point where, I mean, even the players that are out on loan, even if we've got another agreement to go out on loan again, I'm sure they'll all get a bit of time with Guardiola, or at least over summer, won't they? So they'll get the chance.
You've got to consider that
to the big man.
Yeah, you've got to consider that they're still young. Like Harry Kane had about 7 loans around various levels of the English Football League before he did anything. He did nothing. He scored like 4 goals in 16 games, or you know, he was averaging pretty much now basically, and he was just going around. But that's all invaluable experience. And Maffeo could have a loan when he gets 5 substitute appearances a night. But then that helps him. He's going to learn something from that. And sometimes you go up alongside better players. He's the kind of person maybe that excels in a better team. But the City definitely wouldn't give him up on yet, because he signed a 5-year contract last summer, and he still remains one of our most exciting prospects in my opinion.
Okay, high hopes for Maffeo. Give him a quick rating out of 10. This loan, bit of low down the scale.
5, a generous 5, because it's been a bit of a nothing loan.
Okay, well, hopefully next season he'll get his chance, whether it's at City or away. We still got high hopes, and the club clearly think very highly of him as well. Okay, moving on to the next player. This is somebody who City brought in. He's one of the crop of players that City looked to sign the last couple of summers, bringing in all the hottest prospects around the world, really, especially around Europe. And it's Enes Ünal. How is he doing over there? I know we've got high hopes for him as well. Where is he?
It's been away. Where isn't he been, basically? He's been to 2 teams, and both of them in 2 different leagues called the Jupiler League. The Belgian Premier League is called the Jupiler League, and he was there with Genk initially. That didn't work out, so then he went on loan to NEC Breda in Holland, which is their second division, which is called the Jupiler League as well. So maybe he really likes that beer. Or something. I don't know, but
nice.
he's following it around everywhere.
He shouldn't be drinking it at his age.
He's just about legal. I'll let him off.
Okay.
But he went on loan to Genk because he didn't have a work permit and he needed some football. He wasn't obviously going to get first team football at City. And that loan move didn't go very well initially. He had about 9 random games, couple of starts, substitute appearances. I think he scored 1. City realised that wasn't going particularly well, curtailed that pretty quickly, and then packed his bags and sent him off to Holland. And he joined NAC Breda, and that's gone really, really well. He scored, I think it's 8 goals in 9 starts, or 9 in 8, I can't remember the way around, but he's been firing them in for fun. And what's most impressed me over there is the quality of the goals. Now, I know people will say it's the second division Holland, it's going to be a piece of cake for him. But it's the actual finishes if you watch them, and I've seen all clips kind of thrown about on YouTube and on Twitter and so on, and they're phenomenal goals. They're like a young Zlatan, those finishes. They're arrogant, kind of like toe pokes from 20 yards, and then he's doing the whole celebration after with a kind of arms out wide thing, which is, I love that confidence. A bit of swag, a bit of swag, a bit of confidence, a bit like a Kelechi did when he scored, and what Zlatan did as well. But he's not Zlatan, obviously, but he's scoring goals now for fun in a league where he's learning, and he's probably going to get promoted as well. And his spell there with NAC Breda is like a link-up as well for City now, and they've actually announced a partnership with the club to send loans there, like Chelsea have got with Vitesse. So we're probably going to see 4 or 5 City players go on loans to the same club next season, which is pretty exciting, and he could be one of them.
It seems that City are setting up these links with various clubs, aren't they? Obviously, we've seen Celtic with a few, or a player that we're going to come to, in fact. So this is a new one.
This is the first official one, I would say, in terms of actual, like, the club have announced it, as opposed to just like being good mates.
There was a local club as well, wasn't there? Hyde, was it?
We've had years. We had links with like Oldham and Rochdale, Bury in the 90s, but it's changed since then. Football's a different game since then.
Yeah, it's a different Manchester City. Not just sending them down the road now with get your boots. You're going down the road. Okay, all right, lovely. So yeah, City's moved on since those dark days. Okay, now we're getting to the.
In terms of a rating.
Oh yeah, give us a rating. Give us a number out of 10.
First loan, overall, first loan about 5, and second loan I would say to NAC Breda, a good 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, nice. We're happy with that. All right, moving on to these are the big last 2 names of the sort of heavyweights, the ones that get City fans quite giddy, and the ones that we've got really high hopes for.
Yeah.
This one. I can't wait. I've seen him play for City pre-season. He's somebody I can't wait to see bang his way into the first team. That Belgian powerhouse defender who's confident on the ball, who knows how to play football. We're not talking about Vincent Kompany, we're talking about Jason Denayar. And like we've said off camera before, if anyone was going to be a centre-back, it would be Jason Denayar. What a name.
That's nominative determinism, the definition of it there, quite literally.
Born to be a defender, yeah. So, where is he? How's he doing?
He's gone on loan to Galatasaray this season, and it's been okay. You know, I'll get the number in early, a 6 out of 10 loan. That's what it's been. And, it's been okay. He's been in and out of the team. He's had a few injuries, which is a first for him, and I don't think it's anything to worry about, given the fact that obviously people go, oh, he's Belgium, he's a centre back, he's getting injured. Well, I've heard this one before. It's now to do with that. It's just a coincidence, and sometimes players have a little bad spell with that kind of thing. There's loads of examples of that in history. He's still growing, so it could be that. It could be growing pains. But the most interesting thing for me for Denayar on this loan is not the fact that he's been playing for Galatasaray. It's the fact that he's been playing right back a lot of it. Now, he is a centre-back, but he has all the tools to play in several positions. And I do wonder how much City have been talking about that with his advisors and with Galatasaray to see if you can get football in different positions, because Pep does like that versatility in players. And he's been a solid right back for Galatasaray. He hasn't pulled up trees. He hasn't been some world star, but the fans like him out there. I've seen some Turkish kind of commentators, super fans, saying good things about him. Always impressed with his technical ability, his pace, his elegance, and he's one cool customer. He's very controlled with everything he does, and he's a natural defender. He doesn't just slide in like Otamendi, who just was born sliding. He's like constantly just sliding off into the distance. He stands up, he holds his man, and he's a good natural defender, and he reads the game perfectly. I can see Pep doing his Pep thing and like he did with Lahm, and training him to this world-class central midfield potentially, or teaching him how to be the best right back since Alves, you know, in terms of going forward. Pep will do something phenomenal with him because he's young, incredibly skillful naturally. He's got far too much skill to be a central defender, in my opinion. It's embarrassing how good he is on the ball compared to some.
I'd bet my house on one of these players making some sort of impact into the first team next season, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's Jason Denayar.
The thing is with Denayar is that it's not about, with Pep, it's not about how good you are, it's what you're willing to do and what you're willing to learn.
Yeah,
and that's a big thing.
I think he's let go quite a few players who haven't had the right attitude, and hopefully Jason Denayar, you know, he's the sort of player who seems to have gone, hey, send me away, no worries, I'll do what I can abroad, and I'll come back better for it. He seems to have the right attitude. He's
probably not really massively improved as a player over the past year, but he's still very young. He's kind of bided his time a bit, learned a bit of a new position, but he's not lost anything either, I would say. So he's got to come back in a good position.
He feels like an old hand now at City, doesn't he? He's been around for so long. But anyway, I know you want to see him back anyway, so let us know exactly what you think about Jason Denayar. Stephen has already told us everything he thinks about him. Okay, the last name, and we're going to say heavyweight, but he's actually probably like featherweight, really.
Small little sod like me.
Yeah, exactly. He's a little pacey, tiny, exciting, flair kind of player. We bought him for around 9 million, I think, possibly more, from Fulham. And I know we've got a lot of hope rest on the shoulders of this boy. It's Patrick Roberts, and he's out at Celtic. I'm sure a lot of you have seen his YouTube reels and all that, and his goals, because they've been phenomenal. I know he's done really well. Tell us a little bit more about the details.
It's exceptional. As simple as that. He's gone to Celtic, and I know a lot of people are saying, like, can we get him back next season? I think that's a little bit hasty, because you've got to consider that a club like Manchester City, they build these partnerships with clubs, and they are invaluable. And what they've got with Celtic at the moment is you've got Denayar last season winning the Scottish Young Player of the Year. We've got Guidetti literally went on loan the season 4, and he got him a move when things were looking a bit stale for him. And they took Beata off us.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheers, guys.
And
they got Roberts as well, and we have a good partnership with them. So they've got him on an 18-month loan. We could cut that loan short, but we are, you know, it's cutting off your nose to spite your face and whatever. It's a little bit, he's still a kid still, and bringing him back to sit on the bench and be an impact sub when he could be learning somewhere else, I think they'll keep him at Celtic, which is frustrating, given the fact that we watched Navas be predictable and be functional and stoic. Then you see Patrick Roberts be this wonderful, skillful, direct player with loads of natural ability, loads of confidence, and all he ever wants to do is just entertain the crowd. But he's productive too. He's not step overs and skills. He's running straight at goal. He's creating chances. He's scoring. I think he scored 5 in 9. He's won Scottish Player of the Month in his first full month as a pro starting, I would say. That's phenomenal. And
I'll tell you what, playing in a Glasgow derby, that's how you learn the definition of pressure as well, isn't it?
And he made a big mistake, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, but you know, as you've said yourself, he bounced back, didn't he?
Yeah, he missed the City if you didn't see it, and missing a City in the Glasgow Derby is possibly the one thing you don't want to do, because that is a rivalry like none other.
Yeah,
that is.
You have to go into hiding for a week.
Yeah, but the next game he was back and he was man of the match, and he was scoring wonder goals, and he scored 2 great goals at the weekend. And search him down, they're on Twitter everywhere, and he's absolutely blinders. He was just cutting in, running at defences and scoring from 20 yards, and he's getting more and more confident. He's still only 19, he only just turned 19 in February. Celtic fans love him. If he stays there for another season, he'll learn how to deal with pressure, he'll learn what it's like to get kicked, and he'll get kicked a lot with Rangers back in the league next season. He'll learn what it's like to win easily, get a few confidence boosting goals. He'll struggle sometimes when he gets double marked, but he'll learn a lot at Celtic, and I think it's a good place for him in general, and I think City know that as well. So don't be surprised if he spends another season there. He ends up winning Scottish Premier League Player of the Season because he's that good. He's already won Player of the Month, so imagine if he has a few more months like that next season, he'll probably end up winning that award too.
Yeah,
probably make the team of the season, and he'll be coming back at City having just turned 20 and being this ready to go exceptional prospect.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing Patrick Roberts in a blue shirt, but I think the contract agreement was for the rest of this season and the whole of the season to come. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to break our word on that. And you know what? As a you know, if I was a Celtic fan, I wouldn't. A team of that stature, you know, they are huge, and the fans are very passionate. Obviously, you wouldn't want a kid to come in just for a month and then go. You know, you want to really see him grow with your team, and hopefully they'll form a bond with the players and the fans there. Right, so they are. Oh, give us a rating.
9 out of 10.
It's a 9 out of 10.
Solid
Whoa!
9.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Patrick Roberts lighting up the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Right, guys, let us know, which of those players do you most fancy seeing in a City shirt next year? Who needs a bit more time to develop outside? Who should we sell? I know a lot of City fans get upset when we sell these prospects, but just as a final point, it's worth saying we can't fit them all in.
No, people get upset about like Rekik and Pose and whatever. And what you've got to consider, and I get asked a lot on my Twitter about certain players because I follow all the games. I get asked about Zach Fowler, apparently the guy who's meant to be the next Zlatan. And you see these players and they come in with a lot of potential at 15, 16, and for whatever reason, because they're human, they don't always set the world alight. They just stagnate in their development. And Rekik did okay at PSV.
The fact is that he captained the team, so everyone thought, and they won the league, so everyone just assumed he was a shoe-in. He'd come back in and and people thought he was better than Denayar.
Ron Vlaar got in the Dutch team ahead of him.
Yeah,
it says it all. So he was a good player, but he wasn't a Denayar, and he didn't quite happen. And that's fine because he made a career out of himself. He got he plays for Marseille now, a good European club, and he'll be fine with that too, Ricky. You can't always have every player in because the levels are so high. There needs to be a Kelechi or Denayar, in my opinion. Yeah, and some need to be given a chance as well.
We've seen how good Kelechi is, and he's you know, even I'd say, despite Pellegrini's help. I mean, let's say now, you know, obviously he's fought his way into the team, which is great, but Pellegrini resisted for a long time, but this class just shone through. I think Guardiola's going to give the best players a chance, and the ones that don't quite make it, well, unfortunately, they will have to move on, but I'm sure they'll be happy for their time developing a club like Manchester City. Great education. You know. Yeah, exactly. It's a fantastic academy to be a part of. Right, guys, let us know, what do you think? Who's going to come back? Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed this. Comment if you want us to do one that's focused entirely on our youth players, because this is the man to talk to, and we'll do that for you. We've got loads of ideas for summer. Let us know any things that you want us to look at, any sort of reviews of any particular player profiles. We can knock that together, can't we?
Indeed.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, and we'll see you soon.